Hi, so I'm recording the book review for Donald Trump's son-in-law's. His name is Gerald. His um his book Breaking History. So this book basically talks about his experience in White House. He started with his father ended up imprisoned while he is studying law in Harvard, so he have to visit his dad, like not at home but in prison, while he is in school, and then after he graduated, he's already been buying and selling some big real estate place, and he earned like a few $1 billion. And that's when he and Ivanka met, and then Trump just happened to be campaigning his presidency, and then so he was like, okay, maybe I'll help, and Trump also invited him to help. After Trump got elected, he invited him to the White House to work together with him. He also feel like he wants to help Trump because Trump is in like very vulnerable position, um and when he was helping, he got impeached because he had like some brief conversation with the Russian embassy. So they say that he is like connected with Russian, he's a spy. And then so it took a while for him to regain to kind of feel comfortable being in the White House, and he'll have to fight this while solving other problems. So the problems he solved, a few memorable one is the Middle Eastern peace deal, which is called, end up being like a peace document called Abraham According or Abraham Accord, which is to talk about he was suggesting Palestinian and and Israel to make peace, and then he was saying that he was trying to suggest that there's a lot of things needs to be fixed. For example, the water system, the telecommunication, and a lot of other things like food regulation and a bridge from Gaza to Palestine. So and then also to make Israel be in peace with the Middle East. So it's like something that includes a little bit of everything. But of course, Israel people, they only think about their own like benefits from it. And then so it took a while to communicate with everybody, and so that's one of them. And the other one is law reformation, law justice reform, which it mainly talks about these three things. He's trying to promote that people who trade crack cocaine have the same penalty as powder cocaine, because a lot of African Americans, they like to smoke crack cocaine, even though crack cocaine isn't as like difficult, as like big, as more dangerous as powder cocaine, but then their sentence is much heavier. So he's pretty much been like fighting for the black community to say that now crack cocaine should be on the same level as powder cocaine, instead of being it should be less as powder cocaine. And then he also said that people who is not violent, like he people like criminals who's not violent should be sentenced less than criminals who are violent, because you want the society to be safer. That's why you're punishing the criminals, right? But then the criminals who's not violent, their harm towards society is much less, so they should have much less sentences. And then lastly, it talks about let me think, what did he talk about? Oh, if you are behaving really good in the prison, your sentence should become lighter. And then so that's another one. And the other one is trade war with China. Like, I'm Chinese myself. I feel like, I don't know if they are being too rough on China, or they are or it's China's fault, or I think it's because there's something unfair. For example, tariff for US product in China is a lot, but then the other way around is not as much. So I think it does make sense. So, and then Chinese government end up signing a lot of farm products from US to have like what is trading deficit or something like that. I don't know, to make up for the trading deficit. So I don't know, like something like that. And then there is COVID. So around COVID time, his mission in the thing is to provide equipment to different states, and then it's different states and cities and stuff. And then so he needs to be really strict to make sure that everybody gets the stuff, to make sure that everybody can get stuff, to get these masks, ventilation and stuff. So it's trying to help everybody get what they want by not giving some people a lot, but give them what they needed instead of what they say they want but then they don't need. And lastly, there is also the USMCA, or is it a CAMUS, which is talking about the Canadian, Mexican, and US trading, for them to trade more freely. And the wall, who pays for the wall, and how to make the wall, the progress with the wall. So he talks about quite a lot of things because he's involved in quite a lot of things. And he and Trump is very different. Like, Trump is very decisive. You can, like, later on in the book, you can see that Trump really makes the key decisions, and knows how to make decisions, when to make decisions, and is very decisive. And he, on the other hand, likes to do the back end work. He doesn't like to be in the spotlight. He likes to, everybody likes to be in the spotlight, but he's more likes to do the logistics, like to work things out, to negotiate friendly, and to talk to everybody on good terms, in like very friendly. And then also he likes to do the paperwork, the research, the hard backhand things for these tasks. And Trump, although Trump, like, every time, for example, he would draft a speech for Trump to present, which is a part of their job. But Trump also does proofread every single one of the speeches. So Trump also does a lot of work. He also does tons of work to work out the back end stuff, and to communicate with everybody, calling everybody, and to do the research, and to make smaller decisions. Like, when Trump make a big decision, this is our direction, and then he's the one to execute it. So yeah, so I think he and Trump can be very good business partner because their style is drastically different and it fits together perfectly. So that's what this book is basically about. So they did a lot of things for the American people, and I think this book is worth reading. It's called Breaking History by Gerald Kushner or something like that. You can search it up. He's Ivanka's husband. He also mentions Ivanka like quite a bit in his book, and he mentioned Trump the most, and then a lot of other characters as well. So it's a memoir. It's not a fiction story. So there's a lot of, and he's a good writer. There's a lot of content and meat in there, and I strongly suggest you guys give it a read. Yeah, so that's it. Yeah, thank you for listening.